Hi everybody, welcome to Module 6. You made it. I am so proud of all of your hard work. This module is a little bit different. We do not go through the same format that we have been going every single week. So my video is a bit different. I am not going to be going to the overview tabs. I'm just going to be going through what is due in this module, as I think it's a better use of our time. So you can see here, our focus is on issues and diversity. That is going to be the focus of the most of the module, especially the final project. As we do an overview, you can see that you have a reading organizer that is due the first week of Module 6, early into Module 6. But you'll also notice that this module is taking us all the way down to the very last day of the course, to our finals week. So you want to get your reading organizer on issues and diversity in as soon as it is due. This reading on diversity is going to really help open up an understanding for what the final project is. You can see here that we have later on an author study that is due. We have a final project that is due close to the very end of class. The very tail end of the course, we have our final literature study that is due, which is The Invention of Hugo Cabret. And I have been telling you to read that all semester, so I'm really hoping you are about done. And then one last little piece of our final project. So once you have completed your reading organizer, you're pretty much on your own time for the rest of the course to get everything else completed. Let's take a look at the final project to give you an understanding of what is due. This is an assignment that you will definitely want to get started on as soon as possible because it's pretty large. It requires a lot of research and trips to the library, so I do recommend starting as soon as you can. Once you've completed the reading on issues and diversity, it's going to really open up an understanding of critical issues. The final project is focused on critical issues that youth face or possibly are interested in that you could teach through your classroom library, through literature. So because the classroom is a very diverse place, we want to make sure that we're having literature on hand that helps children learn about themselves, build empathy for others, understanding for what other people are going through. And so this assignment is to really open your eyes to the fact that there is so much amazing literature available that help us teach these social emotional skills that are building empathy, that are building understanding, that are building self-esteem for those people who are walking through those things and may not feel that they are being heard in the classroom. Maybe they feel like they are silent and don't want to tell anybody about what they're experiencing. But through this kind of classroom team building, through this social emotional classroom library experience, it's going to open up the conversation. So the first thing that you need to do is decide what issue you want to focus on for your assignment. You can see here there is a list: poverty, homelessness, diversity in the family, LGBTQ, bullying, death, all of these things, racism, immigration, disabilities, all of these things are excellent topics. If there is another topic that you're thinking, you know what, Georgia, I really want to use this topic, and you don't see it on here, send me an email just to make sure that that is going to work. The only time I've ever had a problem is if it was a very, 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 very narrow topic where it might be hard to find literature. But if you choose a very broad topic such as bullying or poverty, it's such a large, broad umbrella of a topic, and it will help you find the resources that you're looking for. So be thinking about what topic you're interested in. Do an exploration to really understand what speaks to you, what you want to focus on. If you need help, our OERs that are in realistic fiction, which is our readings that were in realistic fiction in Module 4, as well as our Module 6 readings, will really help point you in the right direction. The Newbery Award winners that we read this semester were realistic fiction books that focus on these types of issues. So Newbery Award winners, realistic fiction is a great genre to go back to when choosing these books. So your entire project is going to be completed within this Google Slides template. And we'll walk through the template as soon as I've kind of walked through the overview here. So the overview of the assignment is this. First, you're going to choose your theme, and your theme is going to describe what the critical issue is. So if your topic or your critical issue is bullying, that is going to be your theme for the project. Within the assignment, you need to do research and find at least 2 scholarly works that describe the issue in more detail. And within your research, you're going to explain why you and the research believe that it is a critical issue and that it should be examined within your classroom library through literature. Within this assignment, you're also going to identify at least 4 subtopics that fall under the umbrella of your critical issue. So for example, if my issue is bullying, then a subtopic might be cyberbullying or understanding the bully themselves. So it's subtopics within a large topic. If you were only focusing on cyberbullying as your main topic, as your theme, that would be too narrow of a topic. I would say focus on bullying and make cyberbullying your subtopic, right? So that's why I suggest choosing an overarching large, wide topic so that you can hone in on the subs. Once you have identified the subtopics, you will also start to think about the age and grade that you want to be focusing on, as well as the types of books, the format of the books, and the genres that you'll be finding. After you've completed that section of the template, then you are to complete an annotated bibliography. And this is where you are to read and collect 10 books that address your issue and allow readers to explore it. So these would be 10 books that you would have in your classroom library. So if your focus is on high school, we'll say freshman, 9th to 12th grade, then those books would want to be appropriate, the books you choose would want to be appropriate for the high school level. You wouldn't want to have a whole bunch of picture books. Maybe 1 or 2 would be fine. But just remember that the books that you choose should be appropriate for the grade level. Same goes if you go for a younger window. So kindergarten through 2nd grade, we might say. You wouldn't want to choose books that would be more appropriate for the high school classroom. So be really mindful about the books that you choose. If you're going with informational text, be aware, is that informational text meant for children or is it meant more for adult readers? So be very aware of the books that you're picking and the age that it's intended for, because it's supposed to go in your classroom library. And within the template, it's going to break down the annotated bibliography. The last thing to take a look at here is once you have completed your assignment and submitted it to Canvas, you will automatically, by Canvas, be assigned 2 peers assignments to review. This is worth points on the final project rubric. You must review the 2 assignments and give your peers feedback. This is going to be similar to reading commentary feedback, right? Just, you did a great job. I really liked how you did this. Some excellent points were here. I'm going to be taking these book suggestions for my own future library. This is not an opportunity for you to nitpick and point out everything that they did wrong grammatically or anything like that. It's just feedback about the assignment in itself. So don't forget, once you submit, you'll be assigned those peer assignments to review and get those in as soon as possible. There is one more piece of the assignment. It is the final assignment due in the course at the very end on finals week, where you are going to assess your resources. This is separate from the template. You will do this separately, but parts 1 through 3 are all done within your template. Okay, let's take a look at the template real quick and walk through it so that we can have an understanding of what this assignment looks like. Anything that's written in red, you can go ahead and delete and add your own information. So delete my name, and of course, just final project, add your own title here. The next slide is your theme, right? So my example was bullying, so we would just write bullying. You can delete out theme and example. Next, this is where you describe your critical issue, and I give you the explanation. You will describe what your issue is, tell me why it's important to discuss in the preschool to 12th grade classroom, and explain why you picked it. Why was it important to you? Then you're going to give the scope of your project. This is where you're going to tell us the grade range that you collected books for, the types of books you collected, their format, and the genres that you collected. This will be completed after you've done your bibliography so that you know exactly the types of books you've completed and the genres you've completed or that you've collected. Okay, as I mentioned, subtopics. You need to have your subtopics here. Oops. So my example was, my issue was bullying, and my 4 subtopics were verbal bullying, cyberbullying, understanding the bully, and bullying awareness plus taking action. Those would be, I'm searching for books that address these particular subtopics along with the overall theme, which is bullying. It helps you get a full a focus on the theme itself. Okay, this is the research component. You are going to collect 2 scholarly works, and this is where you do the research on understanding if this is in fact a critical issue and or how teachers or educators or family members can help navigate youth through the issue. The work can support why it's an issue, or it can support how to navigate the critical issue here. So what you need to do is, of course, you can delete all of this information out once you've got the gist, and then include the reference for resource number 1. Give it an APA format. If you would like to include the link, that's awesome. Part 2, in a paragraph, summarize the ideas and the resource with respect to the issue. And part 3, why do you and the research believe it is a critical issue that should be examined with youth through literature? Complete your first article here, your first scholarly works on this page, and your second on this title or this slide. Of course, you may delete out anything that is written in red. Okay, so your annotated bibliography is on the following slides. Remember, you are choosing 10 books, so you need to do this format 10 times. I have a set of example slides here. You can delete the slides once you've read through them. So this is the annotated bibliography page. It gives all the pertinent information here about the book, and it gives an image of the book. Please include a digital image, or you can take a picture of your book for each of your books. Once you've given this information, then you're going to break it down. On the next slide, you're going to give a synopsis of the book. Here is an example of Maria Isabel and the synopsis. You can delete that once you've read the example. The next thing you're going to do is come up with a connection to curriculum on how you would teach this particular book in the classroom. So this is basically creating a lesson or an activity that you could do with this book. Once you've created your lesson and activity, then you are going to rate your book. Please rate your book on a scale from 1 to 4. And then explain why it received such a rating and why it would not be well received. Okay, everybody, that's the breakdown of the assignment. Now, the rest of the slides are broken down for your entire annotated bibliography. I have it for all of your 10 books. So here is book 1, all of your information. Just delete out what is written here and put your own info. Here we've got the synopsis, 2 to 4 sentences. Here is that curriculum connection. It only needs to be 2 to 4 sentences. I know my example was very in-depth. Some books will be more in-depth than others in terms of that curriculum connection. And then your evaluation. Okay, everybody, that is it for this assignment, please email me through Canvas with any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy and have fun.